Welcome to Rock Hunting USA episode 6. Now, I'm going to apologize right off the bat. We had a little bit of technical difficulties. I promised to get into this ravine last time, and everything went wrong. We're here today, and I'm going to show you something really cool pretty soon. We're going to walk all the way up it. This kind of feels like the Badlands. It's not. We are in New Mexico. We're in the Albuquerque Basin. The Sandia Mountains are like right over there. Oh, look at that. There's the moon coming up. Can you see it hanging out right there? So this is a really good day today. It's very sunny. It's January and it's 57 degrees. Come on, let's take a look. Now you can see this kind of weird erosion going on here. And, oh, I'm always looking for petrified wood. I didn't find it this time. Let's keep going. I really want to show you some of this. Every time you go somewhere in a desert, look out. That has spikes. That hurt. That's what I get for being excited and not paying attention. So anyway, this is the bottom of that ravine that we were at the beginning of episode 5 and I was teasing about. We're going to keep walking up it and show you this really neat stuff here. This is some of the erosion. Look at that kind of weird erosion right here, right? Here's some of the side wall. The neat stuff is still coming. Don't worry, look at that. Whoosh, up in there. There's still some more of those, like they're almost like columns. They're very bizarre and they've taken a long time to form and they're falling apart right now as we're going into winter, but that's how they form anyway, you know. If they don't fall apart and make new ones, they're never going to be new ones. Anyway, we're still walking up this. Look at that. Look at this erosion. Look at how that all came up down over here. It's really neat. Look, there's some stuff growing it, or not growing, but digging in to the sidewall here. Now I'm going to show you something else. This is really neat. Now we've seen mesas before. Everybody's seen mesas. Maybe you haven't. There's something called Acoma out here. They have a mesa. They live on something like this. Obviously, it's a lot bigger. But this looks like a mesa. A natural mesa just formed here. And what you do is you would live up top here. You'd have hopefully a spring, and then you'd be able to defend it. And then you would have your fields and whatnot down here. These type of communities are all around the world. One of the oldest in the world is in Acoma, New Mexico, right here. And I'll tell you what, the Acoma people are really nice, but don't mess with them when it's bingo day. That's just a word to the wise. Let's keep going. Now, here's some more erosion, obviously. Don't worry, we still got something really neat to show you. I think it's starting to show itself right now. Now, you have to remember, as we're walking around here, we are a mile above sea level, okay? Don't quote me. I might be a few feet off here and there. I know that when I sit at my desk at home, I am at sea level, and I know that when I'm laying down in my bed, I'm below sea level, and when I'm standing up, my head is above sea level. Just so you guys know. Anyway, that's kind of the elevation we're at. And, excuse me, not sea level. I meant a mile high. That's what I meant. A mile high. I'd be like, oh, well, everybody's a sea level, kind of, sort of. But I meant a mile high. And we got some more erosion here. Still just bending around the way here. Coming up here. And I think we're starting to see what I want to show you here. It's starting to show itself. But I know it shows itself up further. Look, there's the moon again. Isn't that really neat? The moon at the top of this walkway here. Lots of erosion. This is where we were on episode 5. We were working all of this. So a lot of that treasures and stuff that we found on episode 5, they're all from up here. Okay? And all this ridge, I don't know if you can see it. So from the moon all the way to the left, that's where we were working last time. And we kept, today we're going to work over here on this side as much as we can while we have enough daylight. It's again, second week of January, so we don't have a lot of daylight to work with, but we want to really show you some stuff. Wow, this ravine's a lot, this washout is a lot bigger than I remember, because what I want to show you is obviously it's still a little bit further ahead. So please bear with me, because I don't know what this is. I know, again, the internet claims to be full of experts, right? I'm going to show you something that's kind of pretty neat. And again, this didn't oh, look at this little fall since the last time we were here. This fell out since the last time we were here. You don't see our footprints on it, so you will this time. Okay, we're here. We have arrived, and here it is. Okay, now I did not notice this last time. If you noticed and you watched in episode 5, I pulled a something out right here. Okay, I pulled like a stick. I thought it was part of the root system. I tugged on it. Now here's the cool thing. You see this line right here, whatever this is. If you're a geologist, if you're listen, I'm not a trained professional. Tell me what this is. This goes all the way, and it's a consistent line. We did not see this in real time last time. You can see it right now. It's right here. Oops. Again, this is a brand new breakout. This right here, right here. Now, keep coming. I'm going to show you how consistent this is, because when we were, here's this elevation. Here it is. 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 Okay, it's going to go down a little bit because we're going uphill or upstream, right? Now, there it is. Can you see it? It's starting to come in, and it's right here. Here it is again, right here. You see it? You see it? We're at the same elevation. So whatever this was, this happened whenever this was, you know? And I don't know how to say it. I used to landscape, and then I became an actor because I don't know what happened. Whatever. That's not the story. The story is that I'm not a geologist. If somebody could tell us what that is, you see it? It's down there now. You see it? Can you see it? Right there. And then it gets lost. Okay, let's see if we can find it over here. It would be pretty low. No. Nope. See? We're out of time. We are out of time. Let's keep looking for petrified wood. Thanks. All right, look at this one. This is a completely beautiful piece. It's got a lot of micro quartz crystals in it, and it's got, I don't know what this is over here. Can you see that? It's like gray and almost white, but it's not quite all the way gray and white. It's definitely got the bark on it. It's probably a piece of palm wood. And look at those micro quartz crystals. Can you see those sparkling in the sun? It's a really sunny day out here today. And oh, we got a little bit of orange in there as well. This is a really beautiful piece. I'm telling you, this is a few pounds. And well, it's wet underneath here because there was frost and it's been snowing. So there you go. That's really pretty. Look, let's take a look. Can we see that in the sun a little better? Look at those crystals. And there's the inside. See that? All right, well, let's keep going. All right, we were just like right there, okay? And this is probably like 7 steps away, maybe 5 if you have a good gait. Here it is. Just laying there. I promise you I did not put it there. I know it looks like it was just placed, but Mother Nature placed that. There's the underside. Whoosh! And there it is. It's got a lot of orange in there. It's completely agatized and very, very smooth. Let's keep looking. Well, they're not all going to be trophies, but we have a nice little agatized piece right here. You can see how well they blend in sometimes with the environment. Again, these things have been hidden for millions of years, and that's how. They're very, very elusive. Look what else I found. That, ladies and gentlemen, is green jasper. That's pretty neat looking. My pockets over here is rattling too. Let's see what's in there. Oh yeah, found that on the side wall. That's white, and it's white on the other side too, trust me. And then we got this thing. It is pinkish, reddish, clearish and grayish. It's a lot of ishes, but otherwise, it's actually a pretty nice looking piece of mystery rock. Let's keep looking. Agatizing on the sidewall. Look at this. We were going to go get ready for our break, but I mean, look at this guy just hanging out here. Oh, well, he's pretty nice all the way around. That is a very agatized piece of petrified wood. Very tan. And again, it's got that natural sandblasting. Did you know that they sandblast? When they sandblast, they don't really use sand for the most part. A lot of the times they use things like shells from nuts. So like walnuts and that kind of stuff, they'll grind it up. And that's what they use to sandblast, like your iron and that kind of thing. Isn't that a little fun fact? That's actually kind of true. And you can look that up this time. All right, we are back from the aforementioned break. And look at what you've stumbled across right here. This, oh look, it's a little bit bigger than I thought. And it flips very nicely. Did you see that? It was trying to get away and I caught it again. My gosh, these things are elusive. It's got a little bit of tan and a little bit of like a streak of orange going on in there, but you can clearly see the bark. And you can clearly, again, probably see the micro quartz crystals. It's a beautiful day. We're in January. It's, well, we're going on to almost on to the third week, but second week of January. Anyway, what I'm trying to say is it's going to be 57 today. It's very sunny. It's usually the sunniest time of the year out here. And that's why we came out to take advantage of that and go rock hunting USA. Okay, we've just found that other piece. And as I was stumbling around, as I usually do when we come back from our breaks, I mark stuff with what looks like trash, but it's actually a sports drink. Don't look at the brand. Oh my gosh. Let's put our other find down right there. And look at this one right here. This is interesting because I wasn't quite sure, but look at that. Can you see that texture coming through? Look at that bark. It's just lost in time. There's the inside. Nothing really spectacular. And there's the underneath. And again, if it wasn't for this right here, that area, I don't know if I would know what this was, but that's bark. Let's keep looking. We've shown these before. Nature cracks these open. So let's take a look at what's inside. Oh, wait a second here. Oh, nature's going to have to work on that one a little longer. Let's keep going. Okay, so we have stumbled across a little one that I keep losing, and I'm going to tell you a story at the same time. So yesterday we came out to film and it got really cloudy and really cold and everything else, and the weatherman wasn't exactly correct. And we were like, I don't think we should film, right? Come over here. Then we were like, oh, let's take a break. And look at this little guy right here, right? Here's another little piece hanging out. Just a little one. And after we take our break, we start looking around, and within 15 minutes, I'm telling you, we filled 2 bags. Wish we would have turned the camera on. They were about all this size, but we found a little hot spot. Now, this is not a hot spot. This is a microquartz crystal spot right here. Look at how quartzy and crystal-y this one is. It's red, brown, a little bit of tan, you know. Really pretty. It's really smooth again. That's for darn sure. But this is definitely not a hot spot like yesterday. We're going to put them up on a slideshow in the future. But yeah, you never know what you're going to find if you just keep your eyes open. In fact, I think there's something right here too. Is that a 4th one? They're little ones. Right here. Yeah, it's completely agatized. It's got a little bit of yellow. Not much, but they're little pocket pieces. And if you stay tuned a little later in the episode, I'm going to tell you a story. Whoa, whoa, see? They got away from you. I'm going to tell you a little story about what one of our customers told me about pocket pieces. We're back on. I don't know. I had the cameraman turn it off because I thought this was nothing. it could still be nothing. It looks really barky over here. If I had a dog here that would bark back, I would have some kind of confirmation, you know? But I'm not even hearing a growl. I think this is a piece of wood. We are going to take it back and we're going to look at it. But for right now, it's definitely going home with us. I don't know what this is. Yeah, it's another piece of wood. Wow. Okay, well, I just started telling a story about not being a hot spot or not being in a hot spot, but apparently we have found something that resembles a hot spot, and I'm going to try to keep my eyes out so we don't keep cutting off and on as we look around for more. But this is completely agatized. This is a beautiful little specimen with a lot of bark on the outside too. Let's keep looking around. All right, we actually have not moved very far. We're still like right here. I've got something in the distance. It's shiny, it's larger, and we could be getting completely fooled. I'm so excited. I'm getting stumbled up on my words. Here we go. And we're completely fooled. Darn it! Did you see though from down below how shiny that looked? And it really looked like a piece of wood. And it really looked like it was something. It looked like it had the texture of bark, but we got tricked. Oh well. Now it feels like there should be something up here, right? It feels like we should be in an active area. There's a tree up here. Trees do a nice job of holding stuff back, slowing things down, keeping the dirt in place so we can see what we can find on a slope like this. While the wall is deteriorating, we can take advantage of that. See how nice this looks? Just even for like a river rock. You all probably have a lot of these as part of your landscaping back home, but here they are in nature before they bust them up, grind them up and everything else to make them small enough to be, you know, decorative for your backyard. Here's a geological wonder, if you will. Look at this thing. Completely black. Of course, this is not petrified wood, but it's a little different. Yeah, this is a tree that are out here today in the desert. And again, way back whenever, there used to be palm trees back here. Not the kind of palm trees we have today, but palm trees nonetheless. The earliest fair variety of palm trees. Okay, here we go. It is always worth walking around and taking a look at your environment. It's worth having a little bit of patience because we have stumbled onto a trophy. Here we go. We've got this kind of coppery looking color. It is fully agatized. It's even got a little bit of green in there. Can you see that? Oh, I was really hoping it was a lot bigger, but you know what? Pardon me while I smack the wood. Anyway, there is a lot of fiber-esque going on in there. Again, this is not the kind of fiber you eat. This is the kind of fiber you enjoy with your eyes. And I'm not seeing them, but I would be willing to bet that there's some microquartz crystals going on in there. Otherwise, this is another just gorgeous piece of agatized wood hanging out on the sidewall. That's why we work these sidewalls, because nature just kind of deteriorates over time, whether it be wind, whether it be rain, snow, and everything else that's out here. And there it is. And every once in a while, these kind of things become exposed after being in the sand for so long. All right. Oh. Don't walk away without taking your other pieces. That would be kind of silly. Let's keep going. All right, we are walking. We are on the same ridge that we were down there a little bit earlier. We found a really cool agatized piece, and now we have this one hiding. He's just hiding out, and I am going to take it out. Oh my goodness. Isn't that crazy? Sometimes you think they're really, really big, and they're just not. But it doesn't mean that they're not cool. And this one's got, okay, so I always talk about how smooth they are and how, well, that's very smooth. But over here it's rugged. So if you like rugged and smooth, this is the beer for you. Oh, I'm sorry. I mean petrified wood. All right, well, there's only a few trees in the desert, so what we like to do is we like to make base camps there so we don't have to carry all of our stuff everywhere. Right next to this base camp, we found this little piece hiding out in its natural environment. Let me move that back, and we'll turn it. You know, I'm available for hand modeling. Oh, look at that. Oh, you probably can't see it. There was a little bit of shinies in there. Now let's keep looking over here, because right next to our base camp, there's another piece. Again, we've put our trash in the desert where we're going to pick it up. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh, wow, there it is. Pretty nice one. Let's move our trash. Our drinks. Oh, you're free. It's a very rugged piece. It's just got that whiteness to it and a little bit of orange underneath. A little bit. That orange is usually iron. Right there too. You see it? We're in the shade, but it's a beautiful sunny day. Let's keep looking. All right, well, here we go. Here's a nice piece. It's really, really dark. It's black. It's got a little bit of that clear quartz in it, and then there you go. You got a little bit of bark in here, and it's got that orange in the bark. We're going to flip it over. Oh, it's completely agatized all the way through. I didn't expect anything else, did you? Look at how black that is, though. Completely carbonized all the way through. And again, there's the bark. Look at that. So nice. Now, I think I saw something else over here that may be of interest, and I may be getting completely fooled. But, you know, sometimes you got to look at what you get and see what you got, right? And this is the other thing that I was looking at. And I'm going to tell you, sometimes these things look like they have bark and they look like they have texture and everything else, and they do have it in their own way, but they're just a rock. And this is a trickster rock. That's what we do to trickster rocks. We leave them where they lie. I was pointing out that bone to the cameraman, and I think I've also picked up a piece of petrified wood right here with my spied with my eye. And it is. It's got a little bit of orange in it again, which seems to be very popular in this area where we're at. But it is kind of rough underneath. It's not small enough to be a pocket piece, so I'm not going to tell you my pocket piece story yet. Let's go take a look at this bone. Cows sure do seem to get around in the desert out here. It's very rugged. I don't know if this has been brought here by another animal or what its story is, but there's some bones for the people that like bones. We have a very popular theme today. You have to keep your eyes out. I am telling you, petrified wood is so elusive, it's not even funny. And here it is. Look at that. Hiding all this time under this bush. Who would have thought? Oh, it's going to be a little big. Well, it is still a little bigger than I thought. What a nice piece. Again, we are fully agatized. There's the bark on that side there. It looks like a regular stone underneath it, but it's not a regular stone. It's a piece of petrified wood. And there it is. Look at that knot. Knotty knot. That's really cool. Let's keep looking. We're in another really cool area. and we've been having good luck all day today. So let's not break that good luck. Got another piece hanging out on the sidewall here. It's not the biggest, but you know what? It's pretty cool. There it is. It's rough, but I don't know. I'd say I'm 5'10", and I have a man-sized hand, regular-sized hand for 5'10", and there it is. Let's see if we can flip it. Well, it wasn't a flip like a flapjack, but there you go. Pretty nice. Look at this little ravine here. That's what it looks like. It's all natural. You can see it's starting to like fall apart a little bit. You can see how the moisture gets in there. And again, like I was telling you one time in the earlier episodes, if you watched, there's a lot of freezing and a lot of temperature changes in New Mexico. We go up and down about 25 degrees in a day, and that's not uncommon. In fact, today is going to be about 57 degrees. Yesterday was about 41, and a couple days before that, it snowed a little bit, and so there was still some leftover snow, and you can see the moisture still hanging out in these sidewalls, and it's kind of just deteriorating as it expands and contracts and expands and contracts over time. And that's the story. Okay, we just found like a animal path and decided to walk on it along the ridge here so that we could keep our eyes out for things. I found this another little pocket piece. I'm starting to collect a few of them, so don't worry, the pocket piece story is on the way. Here's another one, same piece, and oh my gosh, here's another one. You know what? I'm so tired of teasing you, but I'm going to tease you for one more moment, because right there is why we really turn the camera on. This piece that is completely agatized. Oh my gosh, it is baby smooth over here. Let's do this. Okay, well, it's wet, and it is pretty smooth on this side, so we don't have anything to worry about. Look at that. There's some orange in there. There's that gray poupon in there. There's some black. Well, there's this area right here. It's got some color. There's some black. There's some yellower going on. There's a ever tempting pewter, and more of that orange. That's just beautiful. Okay, now somewhere here's another pocket piece right here. Look at that, another pocket piece. Can anybody find the pocket pieces that I had put down on the ground and didn't where did I put them? Oh, pocket pieces, where did you go? Pocket pieces, it's time for you to show. Well, here's three, and I'm not really a musician, so I don't really have any more lyrics. Okay, so one of our customers bought pocket pieces off of us on our ecstasy, I call it ecstasy page, and she wrote back and she said, hey, you shouldn't really call these pocket pieces. I bought them, and my husband works downtown, and in his office he has one of those Zen gardens. So in his Zen garden, he took one of the pieces and he put it in the Zen garden, and I don't know what the guy does for a living, but he says that it's a great way to kind of ease the tension, and it's a conversation starter. So he has a Zen garden, he puts a pocket piece in there. So she also told me what she does is, so that he gets the hint, she's been hiding little pieces all around their place, and whenever he finds them, he laughs and he says, I get it. So what he's doing is he's taking her on a petrified wood hunt. I don't know where they're going to go, whether it's New Mexico or somewhere else. I hope they come into our area, but they're going to go on a vacation, and they're going to go rock hunting, and they're going to go out for petrified wood. And I said to her, well, that's a great story. I said, and those are great ideas, but just don't hide any in his mashed potatoes. And she wrote back and she said, don't give me any ideas. So that's our pocket pieces story. All right, we are now working our way up this ridge that I was talking about at the intro of the show, and we've come across this little piece. Again, these things are camouflaged today. If they're not hiding, they're just perfectly blended into their environment. And oh, there we got our little debris on the bottom there. Come right out. But it's a rugged piece. It's not smooth, but it's got micro quartz crystals in it. It's all in there. Can you see those? I think you can. I hope you can. They're right here. There's a nice line of them. A little bit of red in there too. I didn't see it at first, but it's there. So there's iron in this area, but there seems to be a lot of iron here. And again, I told you I'm from Pittsburgh, the Iron City, so I know what I'm talking about. Yeah, and again, I don't know. Sometimes you just get lucky and you find more than one if you keep your eye out. I think sometimes that we might have found some palm wood this time, and it is. It is. That's actually probably palm wood too, the more I look at it. I wouldn't be surprised if they're all from the same piece, because I'm going to teach you something, ladies and gentlemen. There's another piece. It's right over there. You want to go look at that one too? Yeah, I think we should. It's the theme of the show, so it'd be kind of silly if we just left it here, right? And this is the bigger one. Now let's look around and see if we can find the bigger one. And I think we can find at least another piece, but let's take this one out of the ground first. And I see this one, and this one has a lot. Oh, look at quartz. Now, I'm going to tell you this story, and this story goes something like this. Sometimes what happens is these fall, and they're one big branch or something like that, and then they get caught in those sediment, and then this quartz crystal, micro quartz crystal, starts to get in there, and you start to get pieces that look very similar. Now watch this. I found 3 more pieces right here. I'm just going to throw those right in the middle of 3 pieces. Okay, let's just start with this one. I don't know if this is palm wood. I'm just going to tell you that right now. I may have just given a big speech about palm wood. It's hard to tell on this one. It really is. I don't like to overpromise the world, but I will promise you one thing. That's 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's free this one. 5. This has got a lot of quartz crystals and micro quartz crystals in it as well. Again, this is probably all from the same piece. And we're going to pick up another piece right here. This is piece number 6. And I'm willing to bet it's all this. Oh, this is nice, bigger. A little bit bigger than I thought before, too. I'm willing to bet these are all from the same either branch, tree, root, if you will. I don't know. Let's keep our eyes out and see if we can spot maybe even another piece. I'm looking up this way and I'm finding something else. I've left the other pieces down there because you know what? I can only carry so much. So do you want to be teased with the small piece or do you want to go for the big piece first? The cameraman can't help himself. Let's go for the small piece so we don't lose it. I know better. I know better how this game works, right? And this game works by these things hide themselves. Look at how black that is inside. Again, look at that's carbonized all the way through. Wow. Now, patience is what happens, and it rewards you. Now, isn't this crazy? There's that path we were walking on before, right? We were so busy looking at that little wall that we missed what was right under our feet practically, and here it is. Look at this. That is another piece of palm wood. We left the other 6 pieces down there. Here's this piece right here. This is the biggest of them all. It's the heaviest of them all too. It is filled with the micro quartz crystals, filled with them. That's gorgeous. It's very rough. It's very rough. It's very carbonized down here. Not carbonated, carbonized. I know, it's very confusing. Look at that. That's so cool. It's really in there. And in this side too. This has more of the traditional quartz, almost like a pewter quartz look to it. But wow, that's beautiful, huh? Okay. Let's keep our eyes out. I'm gonna say I think we've exhausted our hotspot for today. We've got to leave something for the future generations of rock hunters, right? And some people are going to come out here, maybe with their families, and they got to have something to find too, right? So let's be happy with what we found and move on from this hot spot unless we find another trophy. And then, of course, we're going to pick it up. Well, all right. I guess we'll just pick some other stuff up. You know, if I'm going to be picking stuff up and I'm out here, then I guess we'll just pick up some more stuff. This is different than this and this. And there's a variety pack of today. We've got this nice piece. It is, wow, it is very aged. Let's just say it like that. I mean, none of these are newer than millions of years old. But for some reason, this one feels like it's been part of an ancient forest. Let's just look around real quick. My goodness. I told the story about yesterday how we found so many pieces in just a matter of a few minutes. And we're doing the same thing today. And it's just really amazing when you find a hot spot like this. It's just very exciting. It really is. So let's keep looking. Let's keep looking and see what happens. Let's not lose what we already found, which is somewhere down here. Oh, here it is. Here's the big pile. So here we go. Just this quickly, we have come across, well, the oddball, the other oddball. So we got two oddballs, and all these probably from the same piece. That's incredible. All within 5 minutes. I hope we didn't turn the camera off. So if we didn't turn the camera off during that whole time, you watched it live as we were finding it ourselves. All right, cool. We are still in the hot spot. I've just taken it and put all of our finds in here, and I said, okay, we've got to start working our way along this ridge, you know. And then we come across this. Look at this. Oh my gosh, it's two pieces. There's the first piece, and obviously these are both part of the same one piece. And here's the other piece. And let's see if we can be Johnny Puzzle Guy. Well, we probably can't. But it probably did a better job just sitting there as it was, and without Dennis messing it up. But it doesn't matter. Here it is. It's very brown. It's got a little bit of yellow in there, and it's got some darker colors to it too. It's pretty cool. It's going in the bag. Look, 99-cent bag from your grocery store. That's what we're using here. This cost me $1. We've gotten a lot of use out of these, so reuse your grocery bags and maybe they won't break. I know it's January 2024, but at the rate we're going right now, it's going to be January 2025 before we get out of here. Here's another little piece from the same cluster that we had earlier. And look at this little interesting thing. It's the same piece from that cluster we had earlier. So that makes about 9 pieces at least that we have found from that same cluster earlier. And I don't mean to make this one feel ignored, because it has a lot of beautiful microquartz crystals in it. Can you see that? Those are so pretty. Oh, we got some orange on it underneath too. So we've got a lot of iron again here. That's what we were talking about before. And we got a lot of microquartz crystals, which I really like. It really makes these things come to life. They really do. If you put these on your desk, your windowsill, or wherever, you look over and it just brings a little bit of sparkle into your day. So again, we are probably, I don't know why we're even bothering to turn the camera off at this point. Here's another nice chunk of that same stuff. I have to get a new bag. I've started a new bag because of this little hot spot that we're in right now. Here it is. It wants to be pet, this one. I don't know, man. Some of these things, they all have their own personality, right? That one has a lot of carbon on the outside. Oh, look, there's a little pocket piece right next to it. It's not quite as nice, but it's still a pocket piece. It'll go with a nice pocket piece collection. But there it is. Wow, that is really neat. A lot of micro quartz crystals in there as well. What is this? Well, you know, they're not going to all be pieces of petrified wood, and they're not going to all belong to the same family, but they're all in New Mexico. Oh, well, let's take a look. I don't know. Let's see. I think it is the same. Looks similar from here. Oh, it's bigger. It's bigger. It's bigger. It's a bigger piece than that piece. Ooh. Let's take a look at this. You know, I think we finally found something else that's a little different. I don't think this is the same piece of wood. I think that we finally found something a little bit different. And it's got the pewter in here, but it doesn't have that same, it doesn't have those same fibers. And that's kind of what I'm talking about when we're looking how you can identify the gosh, all of a sudden I'm blanking. Palm wood is the fiber. You see the fiber right there? That really helps to identify it. And it doesn't seem to be on this piece. So I'm going to say that this, while it is a piece of petrified wood, because it's definitely got the feel of it over here, it's not of the same species. So cool. Let's keep looking around here. I mean, we've got to start heading back at some point. We've got a long way to go and a short time to get there. And then we're going to do what they say can't be done, which is just the same thing that Smokey and the Bandit did back in the day, but we're doing it with petrified wood. Yesterday, we were walking around trying to get to a place, and we kicked up some jackrabbits. Jackrabbits are very big. This is probably not a jackrabbit, but this probably would have scared the heck out of a jackrabbit. And for everybody that thinks this looks like something that came out of Area 51, it's not. Oh, is it Cocopelli? No, it's not. But look at this. It actually is kind of neat. Like, here's the where the skull kind of came together. So there you go. You see that? So I guess it had a soft head when it was born, and then these things kind of fused together as it grew up into whatever age this thing grew into. Anyway, let's keep going. So we've got more to show, apparently. And there's his teeth, his bottom jaw. So I don't know, maybe he got into a fight. I don't know what to say. Not everything is cherries. Hey, look at that. Somebody dropped their strawberry. That's not a strawberry. Come on. You bite that, you're going to have a hard tooth. It looked like a strawberry, though, on the ground, didn't it? Yeah, that, like, it even feels like a strawberry. Oh, my gosh. It even feels like a strawberry, to tell you the truth. It's got some quartz crystals going on, too. It looks delicious. I'm taking this home with me. I'm telling you right now. I think this is really, really cool. Doesn't that look like a strawberry? I mean, it's not a ripe strawberry, but I mean, when it's sitting on the ground like that, and amongst all this stuff, it looks like a strawberry. All right, we found it. We found our trophy for the day. I'm not sure. This is as close as I've gotten to it. It's hanging out right there on the wall. I was walking this ridge. There's the ridge we were walking in before. Then I was giving you the big long story at the intro. And here we go. Here's our piece right here. Well, maybe it's not our trophy for the day, but it is pretty big. It is a pretty nice piece. Oh, it's pretty nice. It really is nice. Look at that. Hanging out on the sidewall. We blasted right past this thing because I was so interested in telling you and showing you that ravine here, the washout from earlier today. And at the beginning of the show and from last week that we walked straight past this, I actually think I saw another piece on my way to this one. But when I saw this one, I got so excited I called the cameraman over because I had to show it to you guys. And so let's see here. What is this? Is this it right here? I don't think so. Maybe that's what I thought was something. It turns out it's completely nothing. But that is a really cool piece. And yeah, I'm so glad we found it. All right, ladies, stay tuned. So I made a mistake earlier when we found this piece, and I was like looking down. I said, oh, this is that ravine we were standing right next to. I was actually wrong. And that's why I had a little bit of confusion in my voice. I don't know if you heard it or not, because the ravine that we were in is actually over here. It's on this side of the wall. So we didn't walk past it. Here it is right here. So we're actually got ourselves a little bit off course, and we have to kind of readjust. And if you look up, and we're going to use the moon from now on today, and we're going to use that for our marker. And if we go straight to the moon, I think we're going to go, well, we're going to find our bikes. And that's the point. So we're going to go work our way up this and work our way that way. And we'll see what we find. Okay, we're going to put ourselves back on track. I'm going to work my way back over to where we're supposed to be. Sometimes when an environment is as featureless as the desert, sometimes you can get off course a little bit, and that's what happened. So I'm going to cut through this washout. I got my eyes open. Hopefully, hopefully this doesn't collapse underneath me. And I made it, so no big deal. And let's keep going. I'll meet up with the cameraman on the other side of this little dirt over here, and let's see, hopefully we can find something over here. Keep our eyes out. Very barren right here, over there as well, but we're back on our ravine and we're back on track, so we should find a lot of really good pieces of petrified wood, if nothing else. Let's keep our eyes open and hope that I didn't do all that walking for nothing. Let's go into this area here. As you can see, sometimes it can be a little bit overwhelming when you're looking around. There's so much happening and there's so much color, and well, it's not the time of the year where there's a lot of color in the brush, but there's certainly a lot of color still in the rocks. I mean, we're not seeing a lot of jasper today, but you can see the jasper here. You can also see a lot of crystals and everything else. We know, because we've already found them, that there's a lot of pieces of petrified wood here today. So sometimes you gotta slow down and take a look, and maybe that's what we'll do for a moment. Okay, so we had to take a quick break because, well, as a reminder, in the desert you're going to come across some cactuses. Some of those cactuses are very well hidden, and I kicked a cactus and it hurt. So it didn't really get me, but it got into my sock, and so I had to take a minute to kick that out. Anyway, what we did find is a pocket piece. Now, rather than spending every moment of the day turning on the camera, turning it off for every pocket piece, I picked up a few. So here we go. This is pocket piece collage. Pocket piece, here comes a pocket. Oh, there was a from the hotspot. Here comes a pocket piece. That's a bigger pocket piece. Oh, pocket piece. There it is. Now, as a reminder, I am calling these pocket pieces as a joke, but do not let your toddler get around these pocket pieces, because they might eat them, and they may not like their vegetables, but they might think that this is some pretty good fiber or something kind of tasty, because some of these do look like chocolate if you really want to know the truth. Here's a really smooth piece, very agatized, and here's another one. These are just little rose quartz crystals. I kind of like this one because it has this, like, can you see the little red eye in there? This one's just white. I don't know, I picked it up, why not? I know some people like that kind of stuff. Here's another little piece. Here's the one and only little sliver of lucky obsidian that I have today. And oh my gosh, my pockets are empty. This show is over. Okay, we've got another hider. He's very agatized. He thinks he's getting away from us. He's not. Oh, there it is. It's really pretty. It's actually really cool. It's got some black. It's a little spot of red. Man, I'm telling you, it looks greenish right there. Okay, that's not infused. We had that problem, or not that problem, but we had that the other day, a lot of infused pieces. Now, I think we found its sister piece over here, so let's go see what she looks like. Where is she? There she is. She's also dressed very nicely for display today, and that is a nice little pocket piece. It's got some red in there. It's very smooth. Oh, it's got smooth on the backside too. Also red, a little bit of blackish brown, but another very nice pocket piece she is. That is very true. Let's keep looking around and see what we can find. Maybe we'll find ourselves another little hot spot. Wouldn't that be cool? Or not. Sometimes it helps to look like this at a different angle, because when you're looking at a different angle, sometimes things will look a little bit different. And because of the way that the sun is and everything at this time of the year, sometimes you got to get down and look up a little bit. And I think that's the only reason I may have spied this right here. This another little piece of pocket piece. It's a little bit bigger maybe than a pocket piece. But there it is. It's got a little bit of orange. It's got some red on the bottom. So it's being infiltrated by the old iron monster, whoever the iron monster is. But there it is. Beautiful. Let's keep looking around. And now that we're at a different angle, maybe something else will kind of jump out at us that's a lot bigger and what we would call a trophy. Pocket pieces are cute and all, but you know, let's see. Here's something really white. That's another one of those things that they really grind down for your landscaping. So that's what they look like when they're brand new in the wild. It doesn't leave a footprint. Oh, the wind's starting to kick up. It's getting to be that time of day. We're starting to head back towards our bikes. I seem to tell you this every episode, but we've got a little bit of a trek to get here. We've got a little trek to get home. So, you know, we don't want to get caught out here too late. Sun goes down quick, and it's a beautiful day out. But I can tell you right now, there's not a cloud in the sky. That's why we can still check up on the moon. It's still right there. And in the desert, it can get real cold real quick in the winter time. That's kind of everybody's like, oh wow, there's no humidity, you guys are so lucky, there's no humidity. Well, let me tell you something. When the sun goes down in the winter time and there's no humidity, sometimes that humidity is like a blanket, and that blanket does not exist here, and it can get real cold, like I said, real quick. So that's something else you got to keep in mind if you're going to travel to the desert. Just don't think it's always, you know, hot and sunny. In Albuquerque, at least, there is 4 seasons. Maybe not a huge winter, you know, but it does exist. We've shown you some snow today, and it's 57 degrees out. So, got to pay attention. Let's keep looking for petrified wood. And, yeah. We've come up on a piece. We're heading back like I just was talking about. And, well, I think this is a piece of palm wood that's been very well sandblasted over time. The cameraman thinks I should have just kept walking. Let's see who's right. I still think it is. What do you think? Look. See that? We have a lot of pieces that are very similar to this. I have gloves on right now because I'm carrying those bags and they're kind of really heavy. And the thing is that this looks like a very smooth piece of wind-blown palmwood to me. Now, it may not be palmwood, but I'm 99% sure it's petrified wood. Look, see this? See that? See that? And see that? See how that goes? That's probably not a rock. That's probably something at some point that was organic. So I think I'm right. The end. We have just picked up that other piece right there, okay? My knee is still dirty. There it is. And here we go. I think we found its sister piece. And this just, I mean, I'm not going to keep saying that I'm just right because we already know that, right? But what I am going to say is, you see how that is another piece, and it probably is from the same tree. Now, you can see a little bit of microcoarse crystals in there. I don't know if you can hear me. I'm trying to really block the wind right now. You can see some fibers happening underneath there. This is really nice. Again, I have gloves on, but I can tell you that this is very smooth. Very smooth. Can you see the crystals again? There they are. And not only that, we've got this. That's pretty cool, right? Let's keep looking around. We may have found another one. Sometimes you get excited. You find 2 or 3 things in a row, and then you see something that looks very similar, and you think, well, this has got to be the bigger piece. Now you can see there's some agatization, whatever this is, right? But the more I turn it, it doesn't feel like it was like a piece of wood or a palm wood or anything like that. I'm not really seeing any kind of veins or any signs of organic life like I was showing you in that first piece that was possibly related to this piece. So even though these kind of look similar in the ground, they're just not. So don't get discouraged when you find these. Just keep looking because you're going to find something eventually. We're in the same area that we were before, and we found those 2 pieces of palmwood, okay? And then we found that piece that looked like it was like nothing, you know, whatever. We're going to bend down again, and we're going to see if this is something. Huh. Well, this one's looking a little different. There's certainly a lot of quartz crystals in this. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. You put that right light on that, it's going to be like a disco ball. Huh. So over here, now the last time I was saying there didn't really seem like there was any kind of formations that may have led to me believing that there was some type of life here, but I think this one might be a piece of petrified wood. It's got the dimples in here. It's got what looks fibrous in here, albeit very worn out. It's very smooth over there. It's very smooth over here as well. And then this inside is just something else. It is just totally, like I said, it's almost like a disco ball. But you put the right light on that. If you knew how to like really frame that up properly, that's just gorgeous. All right, very nice. What is this? No. Nope. All right, let's keep looking. We have come across another really fine specimen of petrified wood. This one, it's not going to leave a mystery to me, so I'm going to take the gloves off. I don't think I'm going to get a splinter, so everything should be okay. There's a lot of bark on this one. Whoop. I'm actually a very sure-handed person. Honestly, I don't know why petrified wood has a way of flying out of my hands, but it does. Anyway, here we go. It has a bark over here. It's got a little bit of orange. It's got some really neat black and some red creeping through for good luck, I guess. There we go. You can see how agatized it is on the inside here. I bet you this is one of those ones again. I think they're pretty neat, rough, and that's how we put them up on the ecstasy page. But a lot of people like to cut these in half, and I have a feeling this is another one of those ones where if you cut them in half, it's just going to look incredible. So, very good find. Very nice find. Let me slow down for a little bit so y'all can take a moment and really catch that in the sunlight. Sometimes I start spinning, and I'm telling you about being a hand model, but hand models don't model as quickly as and spin things as fast as I do. So, you know, if you want to be taken serious in the hand modeling business, you got to learn how to spin your item properly. And there it is, petrified wood. Ta-da! We are on our way back toward the bikes. It is 3 o'clock-ish in real time, so we've got to start getting serious about heading back, but we're also serious about picking up these nice pieces when we find them on the way back. And here's one of them right now. Look at that. That's the side that was up, of course, because it has a nice smoothness to it. That's a little bit rough. Again, I got gloves on, and I can even tell you that. There's the underbelly, where it's all agatized, where it was touching the ground. That is really, really another piece that is just, the insides are just black, pewtered, and of course, got a little bit of the white on the outside. Very nice. Very nice. 6 inches? Let's call it 6 inches. We've got not a real hot spot probably, but we do have 3 pieces on top of each other, and here they are, right here. This is one. That's obvious, right? It's very agatized. Here's 2. That's a wee little piece. Actually, I wasn't even talking about this one earlier. Here's 3. That is enough. Oh, look. Can you see the microquartz crystals on that one? Lots of orange in there. So we've got some iron happening there. And then what I thought was the 3rd piece probably isn't. It was this. And it is not. But we did end up with 3 pieces because this piece apparently did a little splinter job and became, oh, I thought that was it right there. But it became 2 pieces. So there's probably some more around here if we take a moment to just step back and look. Oh, look what my foot was on. It was like on one of these Oreo cookies, right? Doesn't that look delicious? Like you could just eat that. That's what I was saying earlier. Don't let these around your toddler. They may not like their Brussels sprouts, but I bet you they find a room for something that looks like an Oreo cookie. So I must be getting tired because as we were getting ready to pick this piece up, it is a beautiful piece. I said, I better take my shoes off before we pick this one up. And when I said I better take my shoes off, I meant my gloves. So yeah, we're heading back. Oh wow. Well, look at that. Wow, if we didn't maybe find another darn near trophy today. Now, okay, now this is probably palm wood, and it's got that same smooth texture. If you watched a few episodes ago, we found one under a tree and it had some like natural, I thought somebody was burning a candle, but it was a really nice piece of palm wood. This is very similar to that piece of palm wood in that it's very smooth. And it's very similar to those other 2 pieces we found in that it's very smooth. That's what made me notice it earlier before, was that smoothness, this kind of texture. Look, we've got the little crystals inside again, microquartz crystals. See those? Sparkling in the sun. Got a little bit of yellow and orange. And there you go. Underneath this is pretty nice too. It really is. And again, completely agatized inside. You can just tell. You can just tell. Very beautiful. Well, we're getting close to the end of the day here. So let's keep moving. If we find anything else, we're going to pick it up. But our sign off is going to be coming pretty soon. Thank you for joining us for episode 6 of Rock Hunting USA. We had a really good day today. It's getting windy out. It's time to go. It's probably 3:30 going on 4 o'clock. We really thank you for joining us. We found some great pieces. We had a lot of fun. I hope you really enjoyed looking at that ravine. That was something a little bit different, especially out here in the desert where things can get a little repetitive. I understand. But one thing that isn't repetitive is every time we find a piece of petrified wood, it's another bit of ancient artistry brought to life for us to appreciate today in 2024. So thanks again. Please subscribe, and we'll talk to you next time. From everybody at Rock Hunting USA, bye.